Hey, welcome back. Today's video, we're talking about ways to stay sane during the work and holidays. Check this out. Hey, what is going on? This is Dante Williams and I am back. I had to pause on doing the videos for a little bit of time. I had a lot of things going on in my life. Had to practice work-life balance, of course. I actually ended up coaching my son's football team, which was an interesting experience. I enjoyed it. It was very fun. He might not like it, but but just really quick, today's video, we were talking about tips to stay sane right now. Stress is high right now, and a lot of folks necessarily don't know how to handle it. There's a lot of demands taking place, and the holidays are here. Boom, we're already in November. It happened very quickly. So today I'm going to talk about some really quick tips to help us reduce the levels of stress we're experiencing while at work. So one of the things that I think is important to understand while we talk about stress is that stress can be viewed on a continuum, meaning, or a spectrum, meaning that too much stress is bad. Too little stress may be also bad as well because we lack motivation or we lack this sense of urgency to get things done. So we want a kind of a balanced perspective, not too much, not too little, but in the middle of when we're doing in our work and things that have to get done, right? So one of the things when we're too stressed out though is how do we reset our bodies? How do we reset our minds? That's the question. While at work, mind you, which is difficult within itself. The environment of work, like, how do I say it? An example for an analogy. Sometimes like when you get to work, depending on the day you know you're going to have, your heart rate, you may notice it goes up before you even get into the building, like turning right at the light before you enter the parking lot to your job. You may very well notice at this point, like, I am feeling horrible. And if you're working at home, it could be grabbing the doorknob before you walk into your home office and noticing how anxious and how worried and how upset and how frustrated you feel, right? Those are all signs that you may be feeling stressed out, and that's completely normal. So I think one of the things that really help us to kind of get grounded, if you have the ability to do so, is to step outside. And I'm based in Minnesota, so in the next like 2 months, that might be hard. Or without a jacket, at least, and some gloves and some snow boots. But walking outside, getting a new sensory environment, meaning that when you're going outside, you're seeing the sun, you're seeing the trees, the animals, the wind, the temperature, all those things. It can reset us. It can kind of set the slate clean, so to speak, for how we're feeling and experiencing before you came outside. It just is a wonderful tool that can be quick. You know, it doesn't have to be, 30 minutes or anything like that. It could be a quick 5 to 8 minutes of just going outside, taking a walk really quick, or just sitting out your car, opening the window and just wanting to reset, right? So that's one of the things. If you're on your break or something like that, or between meetings, you can definitely go outside. That will help you potentially to reset prior to going back into the environment that was causing you so much stress, right? One of the second things that can help us reduce the stress is smell. Now, I'm not talking about bad smells. I'm talking about good, pleasant smells. Smells are the sensory aspect of breathing things in and smelling them. One can invoke memory. So there's a lot of research that suggests that. So, for example, one of the smells I really enjoy is the smell of like lilac. I love lilac and I love lavender. The reason that is because my grandmother used to have like lilacs in her yard, and I would go and pick the lilacs, bring them in the house, and she would put them in a vase, and that was like a really cool thing. And I used to remember going outside and like around like 8 or so in the morning, and of course I didn't want to be up, but she forced me to get up, right? I'm not gonna tell grandmother no, right? And I would go out and I would smell this wonderful lilac. And it just, when I smell lilac, I get reminded of my grandmother. Doing that, taking that experience that you had and then bringing it with you, right? In that context. So for me, that could be like, using an essential oil, right? Bringing an essential oil with me and having it available with me, or like a lotion that might be scented with it as well, right? Depending on if your skin sensitivity, or even literally, for me in this context, having lilacs available in an office space and I can just smell it really quick. Again, invokes positive feelings and emotions, that because I don't think of lilacs and I go, it's negative. I only have a positive association with that. And so if you can utilize that sense of smell in that context of having it available with you at work, it can really reduce stress. So try out those 2 tips. I'll have more things that I'll talk about eventually. Try those 2 things out. Let me know in the comment section or message me. Get a hold of me. I'm just curious to see how it works out for you. Those are some things that I try, and those things are things I recommend to folks. They can really be helpful to kind of help us stay mindful and stay grounded while at work. Hey, thanks so much for watching this video. I will see you next time. Thanks.